If you want storyline breakdowns and wrestling psychology analysis that goes deeper than the surface, you need to subscribe to WWE Express. Hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell right now, if you're not yet a member of our wrestling community. We dive into the moments that define careers, and today we're breaking down one of the most significant powerhouse collisions on Raw. Two massive human beings colliding in the ring, and today we're analyzing what this encounter really means for the landscape of WWE going forward. When Oba Femi stepped into the squared circle against Omos, something extraordinary happened. You had a genuine collision of titans, not metaphorical, not storyline hype, but two performers whose physical presence alone commands respect the moment they enter a building. This wasn't just a match about who could throw who around the ring harder, although that's certainly part of what we witnessed. This was a moment that crystallized something crucial about where both competitors stand in WWE's current hierarchy and where they're headed next. Oba Femi has spent months building momentum. His open challenges have become appointment viewing, and there's something dangerous about a performer who carries that kind of upward trajectory into a match against an established veteran like Omos. When you're riding the wave of consecutive impressive performances, when the audience is buzzing about your name, when your offense is becoming the stuff of WWE legend, walking into a ring with someone as physically intimidating as Omos becomes a test of whether your momentum is genuine or whether you're just another hot performer who hasn't faced the real gauntlet yet. Omos represents something different. He's had main event experience. He's been in the ring with some of the biggest names in wrestling. His size alone has been a weapon that's proven effective against nearly every opponent he's faced. There's a quiet confidence that comes with that pedigree, that physical advantage. When you're 7 feet tall and built like a mountain, your presence in the ring does half the work before the bell even rings. Omos knows what he brings to the table, and when he faced Oba Femi, he was looking at someone who refused to be intimidated by that presentation. What made this encounter so compelling from a storytelling perspective was the narrative tension it created. Oba Femi needed to prove that his rise wasn't dependent on facing lesser competition through those open challenges. He needed to show that when the stakes climb and his opponent is genuinely one of WWE's most physically imposing performers, he could still perform at an elite level. That's the kind of pressure that separates the performers who are having a moment from the performers who are building legacies. You can get away with a lot when you're facing someone who's still developing or who's in the middle of the card. You cannot get away with much when you're facing Omos. The beauty of watching Oba Femi in this situation is that his wrestling style is built for exactly this kind of matchup. His offense is explosive, powerful, and designed to overwhelm opponents with force and intensity. Against someone like Omos, those qualities become essential. You can't out-wrestle someone that size using technical chain wrestling or catch wrestling fundamentals. You have to match them for intensity, you have to be willing to strike with authority, and you have to find ways to make them absorb punishment that affects their ability to continue competing at full capacity. From a physical perspective, the difference in size between these two competitors can't be overstated. Omos carries a natural advantage that Oba Femi would have to overcome through performance, strategy, and willingness to absorb punishment. In championship-level wrestling, the athlete who can inflict damage while absorbing punishment often emerges victorious. Oba Femi's path to victory in this match likely required him to be willing to trade shots, to take some of Omos' devastating strikes and keep moving forward, and to apply pressure in ways that would challenge his opponent's capacity to continue. The psychological layers here deserve recognition too. Every time a smaller performer faces a larger opponent in WWE, there's an implicit message being sent to the audience. When that smaller performer stands their ground, when they refuse to back down, when they demonstrate they belong in the ring with that opponent despite the physical disparity, that becomes a turning point in how audiences perceive them. We've seen it countless times throughout wrestling history. The underdog who refuses to be intimidated often becomes the story, regardless of how the match ends. Omos faced the challenge of dealing with someone whose ambition was every bit as large as his own physical frame. That's a different kind of opponent than what he sometimes encounters. Omos' strength is undeniable, his size is unmatched, and his ability to dominate opponents physically is proven. But when you're facing someone like Oba Femi, who's making a statement about their own future in this company, you're not just wrestling a competitor, you're wrestling someone's destiny. That's a different energy entirely. That's someone who isn't content with a decent paycheck and a solid match. That's someone who's trying to build something bigger. The outcome of this match, regardless of how it played out, served as a crucial chapter in both competitors' narratives. For Oba Femi, it was an opportunity to cement his status as a genuine threat at the highest levels of WWE competition. For Omos, it was a chance to reinforce that his physical dominance remains the ultimate equalizer in any matchup. Both performers had significant stakes in the result, and that's the kind of tension that transforms a match from entertainment into genuine sports drama. Looking at the broader context, this encounter revealed something about WWE's talent depth at the heavyweight level. You have multiple performers who could legitimately headline major events. You have performers whose physical presence alone can carry a segment. You have competitors who are bringing ambition and intensity to every match they participate in. That's the foundation that makes wrestling storytelling compelling. When the athletes care about their positioning and their future, that genuine energy translates to audiences every single time. The way Oba Femi carried himself in this match, the way he positioned himself against someone of Omos' stature, speaks to his confidence in his own abilities. That confidence is something you can't fake for 8 minutes in front of thousands of people and millions watching at home. Either you believe you belong in that ring with your opponent, or you don't. Audiences can sense that distinction instantly. The best performers understand that their mental approach to a match is as important as their physical execution. As we look forward at what comes next for both of these talented performers, this match becomes a reference point. It becomes a moment that people point to and say, that's when we knew Oba Femi was serious about reaching the main event, or that's when Omos proved he could still deliver against hungry competition. These are the matches that define careers because they're the ones that test whether performers can perform when the opponent is genuinely impressive and the stakes are genuinely elevated. If you've enjoyed diving deep into the psychology and storytelling of this match with me, please subscribe to WWE Express for more analysis that celebrates wrestling as the art form it truly is. We break down the narratives, the character development, and the brilliant psychology that makes WWE storytelling so compelling. Whether you're interested in understanding the emotional journey of your favorite wrestlers or you want to explore the technical and creative elements that make matches resonate, WWE Express is your destination. Hit that subscribe button, and let's continue this journey together through the incredible world of professional wrestling.